just gotta wait for YouTube to pick it up now. Okay, I'm just waiting to see if everything's working and it's not going to die instantly. Did that last time. Doesn't look like it. Away we go. Hello everyone, welcome to another stream on my channel. I'm joined by Sam of BLS.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, fellow simmers.
And
Right.
and this time have I got? Well, oh. I've been away for too long from this. So we've got a bit of a surprise for you this week. We are showing you a pack from, who was it made by? I've forgotten.
It was made by Sam Arner, this pack.
Thank you. This is the Black 5 mainline / preservation pack. So you'll get.
There's no buttons.
Nameplates.
Just double.
Yeah. So
Right. Yeah. So, what do you think of it? What do you think of the style of it? What do you think of all the skins? Do they look all right? For
I think they look.
bit of feedback for Sam.
Bit of feedback from me. I think they look bloody awesome in my opinion, because I love seeing nameplates on engines, especially ones that didn't always carry them in BR and all that. But the modelling done on this is pretty bloody good.
He has done a good job on it, I must admit. I was really impressed with it. I thought he did a fab job. I'll say he's a new member of BLS. Actually, he didn't join too long ago, so it's just great that his first pack that he did for us was the Riviera Lines coach pack, which is another really good one that he did. But this is his second pack and his first Loco pack, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job on it, hasn't he?
Yeah,
really.
He's done absolutely fantastic on it. So we're going to go through with you the locos with the nameplates. Pretty obvious if you're from the Great Central. We've got 45305 here, Alderman AE Draper. There it is. There are 3 variants of this engine, I believe. There's Preservation, Preserved, Mainline, and Polo Express. Unfortunately, I forgot which is which, because I've got 2 of them here, and I've got the other one on the train.
Yeah, right. So what you've got there is you've got the you've obviously got the standard mainline version, which is just the one without the. It's just the black on the front, isn't it? That's sort of the standard version you've got.
Yeah.
Well, it is, to be honest, today's one is the same. So that's today's one, in other words, the mainline style one.
Yep.
And then you've got the next to it, the one with the silver hinges is the preservation edition. So this was just like a special livery that it was painted in at one point. It's not in that livery at the now, sadly. It's quite nice. I think it really suits it, to be honest. That's just the best livery it was in. But they've got rid of the silver hinges and stuff now, so it's back to normal.
Yep.
And then obviously you've got Sherwood Forester on the it's the right hand side, isn't it? Right is right. Left and left is right. Right, it's on the right hand side. Yeah. Yeah.
And the styling on these nameplates, and not only the nameplates.
So that means on the.
Carry on.
That means you must have the Polar Express on the train, probably.
I must do, unless I've got 2 of the same, which I can just go into the editor to do. Oh dear. But yeah, I think this pack is really good. It gives the players, the ones with nameplates and all that, and it is pretty bloody good.
You had a few people in the chat and the YouTube saying hello, so it's by Holly Flowers. Yeah, saying hello.
That would be my lady.
Hello, Holly.
Hi, Holly. So yes, we have these packs are amazing. I love driving the Black 5s, especially with the sound enhancement and all that. It is a very nice pack to drive with.
Yeah, I believe there's you can switch them between automatic fireman and non-automatic just in the game. You don't actually have to do it in the actual options. So as default, it's non-automatic, isn't it? As default, which is kind of cool.
I mean, if you just want to sit back, relax, and drive, you can do that. You can just go along at your own pace and all that. with the automatic fireman with these amazing locos, and I believe he also did something for the tender, didn't he? Which all three of these.
Yeah, one of the tenders. I think you've got the tender on there. It's on 45305.
Yes.
Obviously, it doesn't have the warning flashes on the tender. Now, that's because the actual real loco doesn't have any warning flashes on its tender. So, what he's done is he's reskinned the late BR crest weathered tender, and he reskinned it to a clean version. In other words, to remove. Well, because that doesn't have any warning flashes on it, obviously, because it's basically based in BR days, so they wouldn't have had the warning flashes. So that's how he sort of got around that, really.
Yeah. But yeah, but these are very lovely reskins. So if you guys want to get this reskin, I have put a link to the website for BLS in the description below. And if you have any questions on the actual reskins themselves, hopefully Sam can answer all of them.
Well, I can answer some of them, but obviously, as I say, it's not my pack. Technically, it's done by Sam Arner, so he's the one who knows mostly about it.
Yeah, so it's a big shout out to Sam.
But I can try and
yeah.
So I can try and answer as much as I can about it, because I sort of I saw him working on it and sort of gave him a little bit of hints and tips and things on certain bits and pieces, like just if this doesn't look, just sort of helping him out, saying this should be like this or this should be like that, and then he just sort of did all the work sort of thing. Yeah, he's done a good job.
Now what I can instantly notice here on the sides, I don't know what you call these things. You'll see it on my stream in a minute if you're watching it. Is there's warning stickers near the? Is it warning stickers? No, it's a warning sticker on something else.
Yeah, near the builder's plate.
That's it. Yes. So Sherwood Forest has that, but 45305 doesn't. Or is that just the variant I've got on?
That's correct, because obviously if it's a preservation when they're running on the preserve line, they wouldn't have the warning flashes, and a majority of the time it's running on the preserve line than it is on the main line, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
and I believe 45305 is to be withdrawn at the end of the year, I think.
Oh, is it going to be withdrawn from the main line? Is it?
It's been off the main line since 2018 Christmas. It's going to be withdrawn from service for overhaul.
Oh, right, so it's got its 12-year boiler ticket expired then, I'd guess.
Yeah, it's got a few more months on it, so if anyone here is near the Great Central, please get on there before she goes out of service. I'm
glad I went behind it at Steam Gala, so that was really good.
Oh, okay, I haven't been behind it yet. I've cleaned it and all that as a cleaner, but I haven't done any more than that.
You volunteer there then at the Great Central, yeah?
Yes, I do. And so is Holly, actually. Well, she will.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I'm a porter and cleaner in the sheds and at the platform on Quorn, so that's quite nice. Not this platform, not Loughborough, because Loughborough is... I mean, I know loads of people say, oh, the start of Loughborough's better.
Yeah, there's actually my best mate, Will Braddock. He volunteers there as well. You probably know him, Will Braddock.
Yeah.
He volunteers there as well.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, he mainly does diesel though. He mainly's on the second man and diesels and stuff. So
diesels are alright.
Oh, you got the preserved version in there. Yeah, look, you got the preserved one. That's good.
Oh yeah. So I'll just unpause the game. This probably will kill my lag because I've got 4 BMG engines on the same route. But oh well. Ooh, don't die. There we go. So there's not really.
Yeah. Do you like? Is your PC not the best, or
no, it's the best.
In the means of specs,
it's not. Well, it's not the specs that is the problem. It's the it's actually the software. It won't update from the Windows version it's on currently. That's the problem. So I don't know what's going on there. But it should work. Yeah, it should work for a couple more months. And if anyone knows, if you know Sam how to fix this, I'll be grateful.
So you got all the specs, but it's just lagging for some reason, is it?
Yeah, it's the software. The operating system version it's on currently is 1803 or 1903 or something like that. It won't go any higher. because it keeps saying component failure.
Oh.
Yeah.
If I was you, I'd message Will about that. Will Braddock, he knows because he does a computing course at his uni, so he knows pretty much everything about computers.
Oh.
So if you wanna send him a message and just ask him about that, I would if I was you. If you're having issues, just in case.
Yeah, I'll let him
Because
know.
the worst thing that can happen is your computer exploding.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I mean,
and then you won't be able to play it at all.
Yeah, I'd rather not have that happen, especially since I've got MLR on here. So we got 45305 on the train here with with its fancy nameplate and all that, and with the very lovely AP coaches. I quite like these ones, especially after the update that makes them solid and you don't phase through them.
Yeah, they are nice, aren't they?
They are very nice. I'm just going to quickly run down here on the camera so I don't derail that swiveling because the points seem to be hating me for some reason. And then in a minute we'll get underway. So yeah, these reskins, especially with the wheels and the rods themselves, because I can see they've been mucked about with a bit. They do look very nice.
Yeah, the white wheel tyres.
Oh
yeah,
yes, I love engines with white wheel tyres.
Yeah, they do look really nice, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this was Alderman did used to have this this livery at one point, didn't it? I mean, I suppose. Well, there's a lot of photos of it in this livery. It carried it for quite some time. Yeah. This the thing is when I think of 45305, I think of this livery, the one with the silver hinges and the white wheel tyres. It's just, you know what I mean? It's that livery. It's the first one that pops into your head.
Oh yes, straight away.
Really.
The rumour is she'll be returned to LMS for a bit, which would be quite cool to see.
I mean, the NYMR one is LMS, so that's the only thing. It would be nice if it stayed in black.
Yeah, I guess time will tell, really.
Yeah, so it'll be going as 5305 again, will it?
That's the rumour, but God knows what will happen because, as we all know, we've had engines going to different liveries, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I think the 27. I've heard the 27 is going to go into blue or something like that. I think I'm not too sure.
Well, our 50 is meant to go into blue from Network Southeast livery.
Yeah, because I think they're actually because the 47's gone in blue now, hasn't it? The Great Central. So I think they're actually changing all the engines to blue now instead of green to get a different theme going. Yeah.
The only thing with the Great Central is most of them are BR coloured.
Right.
Right, we should probably get a move on before we bore everyone to death.
Yeah, I was saying we were just sat at Loughborough for quite some time.
Yes. That's the wrong camera view. There we go. No, that's a smoke box view. I should have just passed me over that, really.
You got the cab working.
Oh yes, finally got them working. That was a pain all day, that was. So we'll just wait for the ride away. I do love messing about with stuff like that. It is
Yeah, so I've just realised, and some people watching this might be curious about this, but obviously as you scrolled through the cabs and scrolled through all the different views, people are probably wondering, oh, why does it still say the Lancashire Fusilier on the nameplate and all of that? Well, there's a reason for this, and Sam told me about this. There's a little bit of information about him. So Sam sadly couldn't reskin this. For whatever reason, I don't understand. I don't know why he couldn't reskin it, but apparently it wasn't possible. So sadly, when you do all the sandbox fillers and all that lark, you will see the nameplate, the Lancashire Fusilier, and there's no way of getting rid of that in the cab view.
Well, that's just the game itself, really, isn't it?
Limitations. That's what it is.
Yeah. Right, we've got the guards whistle. Let's rock and roll. Got to go all the way back over to the driver's side. Oh, with that lovely whistle as well.
You got the SSS sounds on it.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yes, I love it so much. And as we get away from Loughborough, my lag will calm down because we'll be away from the engine set.
Well, the Loughborough's the biggest part of the route, so it's obviously the one that takes up the more
frames.
frames. But that's like on any route, really. The bigger locations, the more frames they use. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I absolutely love this route. I think it's such a fantastic route. Like, it really is.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favourite routes to drive on, especially with the Norfolk route and all that. So that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it getting updated. Apparently, it's getting updated, this route.
It is. I don't know who's doing it, but it is, and that'll be quite nice.
It's the route author's doing it. I think it's Michael Sutton, I think his name is, I believe.
Well, I know he had something to do with the route, and I've been on the footplate with him.
Yeah, I think he is the one who's updating it, because I know because Will's a part of that as well. He's sort of helping out update it as well. So yeah, and that'll come out on SSS, I imagine. So there we are.
Oh, I do hope so.
Holly says she'll be joining the Great Central soon.
Yep, she will be.
And she'll be working on the sheds apparently.
Oh, she will be. She will be. Yeah, yesterday me and Holly went to the bridge 332, which overlooks the sheds, and we saw the engines and all that. So that was a pretty good day.
Sheds is they're pretty cool, aren't they? The sheds at Loughborough, I've been in them.
They are very cool. When you go into it, even as a cleaner, you get this kind of feel, this kind of eerie spookiness around you. Just because, that's where, engines are being worked and all that.
It feels like a proper shed.
Yes, it does.
Hopefully one day I'll plan to join the GCR. It's just a case of sort of getting my driving sorted out, because obviously I live in Suffolk, so it's quite a way to drive out. So
the only problem with me,
I need to get.
Yeah, I'm all the way in Nottingham, so I've got to drive all the way down, but I'm still learning.
Oh, I see. Yeah, hopefully one day I'll get there in the end.
Yeah, we all get there in the end. I mean, I've only just started doing the Norfolk Railway as a volunteer there as well. It's really nice.
Yeah, I need to go there in a few weeks.
Oh, you've got to go there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I need to go in a few weeks. I've been there a few times, but I just like visiting and sharing them and just going on it.
You've got when I went with Oliver, because obviously he's already a volunteer there, and I did actually go into the shed at one point, and it was very different to GCR, but it was different in a good way, I guess you can say it.
Oh god, do they have the 40 million Thomas faces in there, which is really scary.
Yes, it is. Did he send you that?
Yeah, I've seen photos of it. That there's like a Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes,
his face is all up the walls.
Oh my god, that was creepy. That was really creepy.
No, just had to stretch the light. Because I'm all plugged in, so I've just had to stretch my light switch.
If it's one thing which people get confused on, is do you call it the Oliver Cromwell or do you call it Oliver Cromwell? As the name from it. I always call it without the "the" in it, because it just sounds better.
Well, what do you call it then? Ollie Cromwell?
No, I call it Oliver Cromwell or Cromwell or something like that.
Cromwell's a nice way to say it, I suppose.
It is a very nice way. I didn't get to work on her, unfortunately. She went out of traffic before I got the chance to work on her.
Yeah, I remember, because I went there, I went to the GCR a few times just to see it before it went out.
It is a very nice engine, and hopefully she'll be back next year. We don't know, man, because we're waiting on the boiler.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside to it is it does have the tendency to fail, especially on the main line. I've heard a lot of stories of the thing failing quite often on the rail tours, which is a shame, isn't it?
from what I know, she failed not all the time, but you know, some of it, and I always thought, oh, it's just an off day. And then when I hear, you know, other stories, I'm like, is this engine reliable? Yeah. Well,
By the way, I've just realised you got your cab lights on. By the way, you might want to turn those off. Yeah, they're on automatically. If you go into the cab, you'll see there's actually a button in the top panel, in the left-hand side. You'll see there's like a panel up the top, like an electronic box, and it has a cab light on there somewhere.
Now you've said that, I'm trying to find the light. Where is it? Yeah.
It's literally right above the window, pretty much. Right above the window. Past the bell.
Past the bell.
Yeah, past the bell above the window. So literally directly above the window, pretty much.
Why can't I find this? I do not know.
How can you not see it? I would be able to tell you exactly where it is, but because on my screen it's slightly delayed on the YouTube video, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you're looking in completely the wrong place.
Oh no.
I'm talking about the front cab window, mate.
Ah.
Yeah.
Front cab
It was
window.
in-
This one? No. This one? No. People, how have I missed this already? I've oh wait, what is that? Ah, I got it. Finally, I got it eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that might help with the frames as well a little bit, because it turns out that the cab lights actually take up a lot more frame rate in
yes,
cabs,
they do,
don't they, because of the light.
Oh, they do. They take a lot of frames. I did a night train with 35012 from Nottingham to Loughborough? No, not Loughborough, Leicester. And the cab lights take a hell of a lot of frames.
Fraser's saying hello.
Oh, hello, Fraser. He's on most of my streams, actually. And so is Holly. The only reason frames are so bad...
And Holly's saying that 45305 looks really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is a very good engine, and I'm hoping that Holly does actually get to, you know, get to see it before she goes out of traffic and gets dismantled.
You got some milk bottles in the car park over there, or are they cones?
They are cones.
Oh, right. You going through Corn then?
Yeah, going through Corn. I've got past the signal box on my end, accelerating up to 9 speed. I love the sound this engine makes. It makes driving on trains seem so much more enjoyable.
Oh yeah, what are you smashing the keyboard for?
I was trying to shut the regulator, but I forgot on this model in the train in train sim it doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, there's an act to that. You put it straight up to the 100% and then straight down again. Yeah,
I have to do that like.
That's what they do in real life.
Oh yeah. Hey, here we go. Got some more frames. The thing I love about about Steam these days is there's always opportunity to do new things with them as well. Well, maybe not for the halls so much now because they've been banned from the mainline.
The whole class?
Because they're too wide.
Why'd they get... Oh, right,
The cylinders are too wide for a platform, which is a real shame actually, because the halls make a hell of a lot of noise.
Yeah, well, I suppose they'll only be ideal for Great Western lines, but then have they moved the platforms closer to the track now or something?
I think they may have done.
Hi Fraser, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
He's just repeated the question just now.
Yeah, he has. He's probably a bit behind in the
Yeah.
stream though, isn't he? From what I'm spoken to. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's a very nice shot of 45305 coming around Kincher Lane. And I've been in. I was there.
Yes.
Carry on.
This is the main area they open the locos up, isn't it?
It is one of the main areas.
Well, supposedly.
It's definitely one where I've got some good footage here of Wiversack. That's a nice hall, and I have been on that one.
So yeah, so you like Sam's work then, yeah? It's all.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with it. I hope that he continues to keep impressing people and all that, and it is amazing. I will be definitely sending my personal compliments to him.
Well, I've got a little bit of intel. There's actually something really secret going on with Sam at the minute. He's making something, but obviously I can't give any intel because it's a complete secret.
Yeah, so that's
surprise content.
So we've got something to look forward to then.
Yeah, definitely got something to look forward to. So Sam's definitely got something else to come out of the bag, that's for sure. And it's going to be an enjoyable thing because I really love it already. So yeah, so you can expect some good things coming out from Sam, that's for sure. That's for sure.
One of the other things I'm also looking forward to this year is that new simulator coming out. SimRail, I think it's called, and that's going to have supposedly multiplayer in it. And
what's it called?
SimRail, which is
oh yeah, I think I've seen that. It's got mostly continental locos in though, isn't it? It's not really any British stuff. It's mostly foreign stuff, isn't it? That's the only downfall.
Yeah, from what I've looked at is there are going to be some British locos and an editor, so we can have British roots and all that. And think of third-party developers, that would be really cool.
Well, if I'm to be honest with you, I have had a look at it, and it has potential to kick Train Sim World out of the water.
Oh, definitely.
But just by seeing it, because obviously how DTG have been so slow with TS World, it's unbelievable. They promised us multiplayer, they promised us so many things, and they haven't delivered.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, these projects that they claim they're doing take absolutely forever.
I mean, these guys are supposed to be professionals, and they're not giving the stuff that we want. You know what I mean?
A professional would have had it done by now.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at these guys doing SimRail, or look at the people Oron who have done trains. You know, with the Z, they've all perfected multiplayer. They've done it. They're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been
it's like,
there, done
why
that.
can't these guys do it?
Yeah. And if SimRail comes out and the multiplayer, wows the train sim community for all rail simulators and all whatnot, I think DTG, the person who's in charge of that, will probably have heart failure thinking, "Oh my God, someone's beating us to it."
Well, yeah. Well, this is it. The thing is, if it does pull off and it does come as really, really good, everyone's going to go over to that simulator, and then no one. They're going to lose players. They're not going to have any players for Train Sim World anymore. You know what I mean? It is. They need to get a kick up the arse and get moving with it. To be honest, because otherwise, other developers might beat them to it.
Approaching good old roleplay now, and that's where a certain Oliver does live.
Oh, roleplay sheds, yeah.
Yeah, he thinks Rothbury is a better station than Quorn, which I argue with him because I do Quorn, but at the end of the day, we do get to the point where we say, yeah, both stations are good. Like,
I just realised something. I said Ropley. That's the Mid-Hants Railway. I meant Ropley sheds.
The mid-hands. Now that's a railway I do have a liking for. And the route which was being upgraded by... Who was it? By Steam South.
SSS did the route, didn't they?
Yeah, they did it. There were so many assets to it.
So there's too many requirements, yeah?
Yeah,
You can't really
quite
get
a
it,
few.
yeah? Oh.
Right, let's see if I
What's
can
the
get...
trouble though? I mean, I couldn't get the Severn Valley Railway. In fact, I'm not even bothering with that because I got to the point where, because I remember the first time it came out, I just couldn't get it because there's so many requirements. And then I looked into it again, and there's still so many requirements. And I'm just sat here and I'm thinking, is there any point? Like seriously, because there is a lot of requirements needed for that particular route, and I think that could be possibly why they removed it from their range.
Yeah.
That might be the reason why they discontinued it, because there was a lot to it and there's a lot needed, and a lot of people don't have that stuff.
Routes will have a lot to, people will become very uninterested very quickly. But routes like Oliver's route, which doesn't require that much, people are going to want routes like that.
Yeah, and Oliver's route on the Norfolk is just... I'm still gobsmacked by it to this day. Every time I drive along it, I'm just gobsmacked.
Which
it is something else.
Yeah, I should have streamed it by now, but due to computer faults and whatnot, I haven't been able to. But I promise you guys on stream, I know someone's going to quote me on that at some point, I will stream this route, Norfolk Railway, on... What day is it today? Wednesday, right? I've forgotten what the day is.
Yeah, it's Wednesday today, yeah. Are you going to do like stream Wednesdays or something?
Well, I'm going to do streams Wednesdays and streams Fridays. Uh-oh. No. Yeah. Because, speaking of Oliver, he's just appeared in my chat.
Oh, here he is, look! He said no!
He says no to most things. Which is true.
That means no to you.
Yeah.
There you go. You're not streaming it.
Oh, shame. I did shove a regulator. Yes, I did shove a regulator. Going through what Oliver claims is the best station on GCR. Quote unquote. He's going to argue with me now, isn't he? I've got a few questions for you, Sam, since everyone else is watching. BLS. How did BLS start out?
How did it start out? Oh gosh. Basically, well, because originally it was it's me, Will, and Steve that started it. So basically, we was originally part of another freeware developer. So at first, okay, let's go right back. Let's go all the way back to like 2009, 2008.
Okay.
I started making my own routes, and I just basically called myself SBRW Creations. So just Sam Beeman Railworks Creations, and then I just started posting photos of some of my work on Facebook. Just like of some freeware routes. I never even released basically a majority of them. Just random route creations I made. And then I got approached by Blue Star Simulations. I don't know whether you knew them heard of those.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but not much.
Yeah, they because they're sadly no longer around anymore. They shut up shop. So what happened was me, Will, and Steve came together and we made British Locomotive Studios. Well, it was me. Scratch that. It was originally me, Steve, Will, and Andy Woodbury who made British Locomotive Studios. But Andy then left, so it was just me, Will, and Steve.
Yep.
after a certain situation with a Class 25 sound mod, which I'm not going to get into because I haven't heard the end of it.
Oh, no.
So we're not going to get into that. But so it was made just after Blue Star shut up shop, pretty much. And then it was just sort of quite a small little thing going on for a little while. It was just quite small. It was just me, Will, and Steve just making routes, making little bits and pieces. Steve done a few reskins and stuff like that. And then we met Brad of Team Traction Studios. And then we started to do a joint collaboration project on the Mid-Norfolk Railway, which is still going on. That's still going on. And then through Brad, we met John of Steaming Through Yorkshire. And then he joined the British Locomotive Studios team. And then from that, we then got kind permission by Andy Gow of obviously the Whitby Pickering Heritage Railway, who was obviously that was his original route, and he gave us permission to upgrade and update the North York Moors Railway route, which is going to be epic, and that comes out. And that's basically how it started, really. And then from there, it just sort of it took many steps at first. It was really small at first, and then all of a sudden we started to crank up a little bit, as the months went on. And get more known, you know what I mean? But like I say, originally it just started with me on my own, and then I joined Blue Star Simulations with Will and Steve.
Yep.
And then when Blue Star shut up, it was just me, Will, Steve, and Andy, and then Andy left, and yeah, boom, we're here. So.
And then not long ago, you met me.
Well, yes, and other members of the community. I met a few, because you've got you're a member of BLS now as well, ain't you? So,
Yes, I am, and I'm very proud to be a member.
Yeah, so you became a member of BLS as well, along with Sam and Elias as well. He was a member as well. And and it sort of went from that, really. There you go. That's the story. That is the story.
That is the story of BLS.
So it's quite a long story, but I hope I didn't bore you too much.
I'm pretty sure no one here is bored. So what projects that you can tell us about that's going on currently?
Well, I suppose I can say about the North York Moors. That's underway, and to be honest, I don't think that'll be far off now. It's looking really good now. It's just a case of getting all the stock packs done, and obviously the rest of the scenery updated. And then the scenarios, which John's going to do a majority of the scenarios. Right. He'll do those, and then pretty much we will, once he's practically done the scenarios, when obviously once the final version's been sent to him, so he can do the scenarios on, because scenarios are the last bit, aren't they? Really. Yeah. So he gets those done, then he'll send it over to me. I'll package it all up, and then it'll go on the site. And then it's pretty much done and dusted. So that's all that's left on that, really. And then we've also got the phase 2 of the North York Moors come in. That will be after phase 1's been out. So phase 1 will just be Pickering to Gromont, which is just the normal section that Andy's done. Obviously, Andy gets full credit for the route, even from the tops, because it's his route technically. So he will get the full credit for the route. And obviously the rest of us will just be in the list as well, because we've all worked together to update it and add bits to it. But Andy gets obviously most of the credit, because that's technically his route that he's given us permission to update. So he'll be at the top of the list in the means of credentials. And then phase 2 will be from Gromont to Whitby, which we're going to do, and that will take its time now, because we need to find somebody who can do 3D modelling to do I mean, might be worth me even speaking to Andy actually about that to see if he actually has any of the custom buildings down to Whitby, because it would just be nice to have them more created and made on that sec. Well, because it would need to have custom buildings along that section, and it will take some time to get those custom buildings done.
Yeah.
So after phase 1 of the North York Moors is done, guys, don't expect phase 2 to be quick and out quickly, because it won't be. It's going to take a little while. So it's going to be a little while until you guys get your Whitby section, I'm afraid, at the minute. So just bear that in mind. But after that, we have plans with you.
Yep.
We've spoke about it, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We spoke about it today.
Spoke about it today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna the next major route project in between phase 1 and phase 2 of the North York Moors. So while our 3D modelers are working on the station buildings and landmarks, which will take a long time, we'll have us working on the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway, which I believe I actually mentioned this, or well, John mentioned it in one of my earlier videos when I think I was on the Churnet Valley at this point. Can't remember, but it has been announced before as in the planning, but we can officially announce it is going ahead now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is official.
So we're definitely going to be doing the Ecclesbourne Valley after the North York Moors. So that's the future, really. Is that route pretty much? And we've also got a Class 20 enhancement pack coming as well for the Just Trains Class 20s.
Oh yes.
Which is being done by Will Braddock, and it is going to be an enhancement pack. It's not going to be a reskin pack anymore. It was going to be a reskin pack, but Will's actually found ways to make it into an enhancement pack, so he'll be able to sort out the clag.
Oh yeah.
And sort out the driving physics of the locos as well, and make them drive more realistic than what they are. But obviously, it may require additional requirements for this. If we do that, like for the clag, you might require an Armstrong powerhouse pack of sort or something. You know what I mean? Because you can't just add it in, and because that would be copyright, wouldn't it? You can't just add something in. You'd need to add the requirement for the asset that's being used.
Yep.
Pretty much. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the clag isn't confirmed. In all honesty, the clag's not confirmed. It's because that's like a serious job. But the drivability of it will certainly be improved, and obviously you'll have all the reskins. And obviously we've got, what else do we have? I'm trying to think, what else do we have? So we have the 20s. No, that's pretty much it for now. Obviously, Saddle Tank Enhancement Pack version 2 will be coming out as well, but that's taking its time at the moment because John's actually taking a setback on that at the moment because he's in charge of some of the reskins of that. He's actually taking a break from it for now, but that'll be out eventually.
Just running 45305 around the train. So I'm probably gonna get to say something that I've been wanting to say for a little while. What's happened to the MLR? MLR is currently still being rebuilt. The rebuilding Fridays will come back. Maybe we'll have Sam or someone else from the BLS join us from that, if you're interested, Sam.
What's that? Sorry, what route is that? Sorry.
MLR is my little custom route, but I do on Fridays. Me and Oliver used to do a Friday stream called the Route Building Fridays, I think it was, or something like that.
MLR, that's interesting. Is it? So it's not a real world route. It's a fictional one, is it?
It is very much fictional. I'm even writing a book on it, my third book for it, but the other two aren't published yet, which they might be on what pad at least.
So are you planning on releasing it then? Are you or?
I don't know, man. It really depends on how I feel about it because why is this? There we go. the lamp on by the engine would go on. It depends on how I feel, because I know some routes get quite, you know, people take credit for stuff like that. Oh, hello, someone else in this chat as well. Sorry about that. JB Video, good evening. I haven't looked at my chat in ages, and I've just looked, and there's been loads of things whilst we've been talking.
Yeah, sorry, that's been my fault. I've been going on and on and on about BLS stuff because you asked the question. So you know what I mean. I got stuck in to try and give you a massive update of it. So,
Oliver, you try to persuade Ethan to go down more. He tends to favour Qual most days. Not most days, but okay, yes, it is most days. So what was I? Oh yeah. MLR. MLR stands for Merlin Light Railway. It isn't a narrow gauge railway, it's a standard gauge railway. It currently does 10 miles, I think. I'll have to recount it though. And it's... I think JB Video is the person who was helping me out earlier. I've just looked in the chat. So yeah, my little railway's been it's been around for a little while. It's been around probably a year now. Oliver helped me along with it because the original version I made was absolutely tripe. Because at that point I wasn't very good at it. Yeah, it was crap.
in other words, it was crap. Yeah.
Yeah, but Oliver helped me out with it massively. He made it look better. I'm still working on some of the areas now, some more forestry areas, and depending on how I feel when I've... what were we about to say?
So is this based on a model railway of yours then? Is it?
Well, it's the other way around. The model railway is based on this because I thought if I've got a computer version of it, then I can use it as smaller plans to build my little 00 gauge railway.
Oh, so that's what. So you're building a route on Train Sim to try and get reference of what you're going to build in a 00 gauge railway, pretty much.
Yes, pretty
to
much.
get references.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So you are going to end up building it in real life and making it sort of half real life, half fictional sort of route.
Yes, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Mm.
So it's pretty much like what I'm doing with the Trunley Close Railway Centre, which is. Oh yes, that's another. I've actually forgotten about that. Jeez, how can I forget about that? So that's another route release. Is the Trunley Close Railway Centre, and that's my. If you search it up on YouTube, it's actually a YouTube channel on it. It's my model railway club, and I'm actually doing a route based on that. So yeah, so that's in production as well, and I forgot about that. So I'll just add that in. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
So the MLR is pretty much the same as that.
It's pretty much the same. There are a few differences. It's got its own little kind of quarry area with, some steam still in use in that kind of universe and all that. It's also got probably one of the biggest steam fleets in the world because I have this strange thing where I like to have an engine of every type, but that hasn't always been the case in recent days. So your railway, what is it called again?
It's the Trunley Close Railway Centre.
Trunley Close Railway Centre, and what's the story behind that? How did that become what it is?
How'd that start? Oh, well, I started that in what was it? Around about 2014, I think it was something like that. And I originally had plans to, it was to build a G-scale railway in the garden originally. But then basically what happened was I was down the Combe Valley Railway, which is a railway I volunteer at.
Oh yeah.
And it used to have an O gauge garden railway, but they scaled up to G.
Oh yeah.
God knows why, but there you go. And basically Tim down there, his name is Tim. He's a nice fella. He had a Lima O gauge Class 33 Crompton model, which was doing nothing. He had no clue what to do with it, so he just gave it to me. Literally, the kind man just gave it to me for free, no charge. What a guy, you know what I mean? And that's where I got the idea of building an O gauge layout in the garden, which I did do, but it sadly broke up, and I'm rebuilding it now because I'm going to DCC instead now in O gauge. But we also have a double O gauge railway here as well.
Oh yeah.
Which I built. We've got a I've helped build. Me and Dad did build it. And it's in a bar. It's like we have a private bar in the back garden where we have like you can serve drinks in that. Oh, yeah. And then it's got the trains running around the bar. It's really cool. And it's in fact the layout hasn't really got a name. I just call it the Trundley Close Model Railway. But some people call it Oakham. Some people call it Oakham because the main station is called Oakham. So I'm actually adding that in as well. So basically you'll have both the O gauge and double O gauge railways all in that one train simulator route. So they'll be merged. And and it's basically it's a model railway club, I guess, in my back garden. I've just sort of made it up, and I have a load of friends who just come round with their visiting locos and stuff, and we have galas and all sorts of events. It's really cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but yeah, if you check it out, the story on it, there's a really big story on it. I did a documentary film of it actually on the channel. So the YouTube channel is it's the official Trundley Close Railway Centre. That's the YouTube channel.
Yep.
So if you head over to there, you'll see the full story on it, and you'll see what it's all about. You see all the layouts and see all the trains working. I even put event videos up because what I do is I try and operate it like a real railway. It's like a simulation of a real railway in model form. That's what I try to recreate, sort of thing. So I operate it like a heritage railway, but it's a model railway. So, sounds sad, I know, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you enjoy it, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Oh, why have the brakes slammed on? Because I have that on.
JB Video says I've got a double O gauge model of 45305. Oh, really?
Ooh.
He's got a double O gauge model of Alderman A. Draper.
Oh, that is cool. That is very cool.
Yeah, that'll be a bit nice, wouldn't it?
I mean, I've got a Black 5, but it isn't that. It's 45025, I believe it is.
So it's renumbered by a mate of his. So yes, that's a bespoke model, isn't it? So you can't actually buy 45305 as a model.
You should be able to, really, because it is one of the best Black 5s.
Yeah, minus the nameplate. Oh, so it's a non-nameplated version. Oh well, I mean, it could be representative of the backdated era, couldn't it? I suppose.
Could be. I mean, I've only seen.
Oh, okay. Okay. I've noticed. He says it's because it's the first time he saw that loco was without nameplate, so it's for a personal reason.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, first time I saw her, she had her nameplate on, and she looked gorgeous, and that was at a winter gala, I believe it was. Last finish. So yeah, I believe I sent in the BLS chat at some point my file for MLR, I think.
Oh, what was this?
That was the MLR. I think I sent a copy of it into the group chat at one point.
Oh, I ain't had time to look at it. You'll have to PM me.
Yeah, I'll have to give you the up-to-date version.
The trouble is, by putting files and links into the BLS private group chat, is obviously there's people talking in there all the time, so it gets buried.
Yeah, and then you forget it ever existed.
Yeah, it's better to PM everybody the route instead of putting it in the group, because otherwise it goes and you've lost it.
Yeah, but I have that route's come along a very long way from what it was, and I'm still building on it, and I probably will still be building it on, it for many months and years to come, I think.
Well, I could always do a video on it if you really wanted me to, just to check it out and just see like, oh yeah, this is your route, and review it or something, couldn't I?
That would be very cool and very kind. Yeah.
Yeah, I could always do that if you want me to. It's but obviously I just need to have all the requirement lists. So that's the thing.
It's West Highland and God knows what. I'll find out after the stream.
Yeah, as long as I have it all, then that's all right. Because we don't want stuff missing. We don't want to see any milk bottles. It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, let me see. I mean, I nearly lost that route at one point because I don't know what happened, but the track thing got confused and it said, warning, track error. But then I got it back. I had to rebuild the station again, Prophecy, which is the main starting station. And then I was changing the track over to something better, which was West Highland. And Elias helped me out big time on that one because I had no idea how to change it without ripping up the old track.
Yeah, how's he doing these days, Elias? Is he alright?
From what I've heard, he's doing alright. I mean, he did a smaller job for me at some point, which perhaps might be a public route. It's another not real railway. It's from my younger brother, and it's called the North Midland Railway. But he didn't get far with that because of other things going on, and you know, just not having time, which is fine because Elias is a very good person.
I just loved it. This route is great, isn't it?
Oh yes,
I just love this route.
Yeah. Oh, there's a comment for you in the chat, Sam.
Hi up. Yeah, that's interesting. So but you're doing TS. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I sort of do it in TS as well every now and then. But I used to do it a lot more in TS, but I don't really do that sort of thing in TS anymore because obviously I have the model railway. So it doesn't really come to mind because I know I used to do it with. In fact, I used to do that thing with Microsoft Train Simulator. I used to run trains on certain days and be like, "Oh, this is running on this day, or this is running on that day." I used to enjoy doing that, but now I've ended up doing it to models instead. So it's kind of like I don't really do it anymore on Train Sim.
Yeah. I've got the addiction to doing it on this with my heritage.
Because so you do it as well, do you? Sort of.
Yes, I do.
That sort of thing. That's cool.
I love doing it so much. It is actually really good fun. Oh, hang on. Yes, JB has been doing. He does do a lot of rail tours and all that virtual ones. He's done quite a few with Tornado from what I've read, or something like that, or an engine like that. In my universe. Sorry, carry on.
So you join him for virtual tours, do you?
I don't join him, but I've seen the kind of sheets he makes. He makes really really well timetable kind of things on the actual the trains themselves and all that, and it is really cool. And I love doing things like that.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good to have a hobby.
Oh yeah, especially in times like these when we're trapped indoors.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do it at Train Sim, but I prefer to do it with models now because obviously it's more hands-on, if that makes sense. So, especially with the O gauge, for example, if I was running the O gauge and I like rostered locos on, or ran it, like Heritage Railway, obviously I rostered trains on days and stuff like that on the Trunley Close. I actually started off the day by cleaning the locos.
Oh yeah.
Because they I'm not kidding you, in O gauge they actually do get dirty.
Oh my.
Because obviously it's a bigger scale and it's outdoors and stuff like that, so they can get a bit weathered, can't they?
Oh yes.
So I'll spend the mornings before I run the train just cleaning the locos and making them look mint like they would do in reality. Because they do actually get dirty, and that's the cool thing about that gauge, and that's the cool thing about that scale. That you have to clean them down and get them all prepped and ready for the day's work. And I just love that, you know what I mean? It's there's something about it.
It's just that kind of romance of steam sort of feeling, really.
yeah, you have it in your own back garden as well, and I have a live stream as well, which I run, and that was a lovely thing to have because that was like you say, you get that feel of Steam, you know.
Oh yeah.
It, to have that in your own back garden is just it's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get to have that every day, and you can do that any day you like. You
Yeah.
get up early or whatever, get up any time you want, go downstairs. Yeah, I'll just play some trains today, get them out, put them on the layout, clean them down, get them all prepped and ready. It's all part of the fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Really.
And with me and Holly, obviously we're a bit of we're a couple and all that. We first time I took her down to the sheds, which was yesterday, obviously. She was wow and all that. And now we're both doing stuff on the virtual railway. If you look on our Instagram, which I will share with you later, Sam, you can see the engines and all that, and yeah, it's fun.
Oh, so you guys are a couple. Oh, that's nice, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah,
To
we've been a
have
couple
somebody to come
for-
down to the railway with and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Mm.
amazing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be, a very long. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if she kills me for wrecking an engine or something. No. Alright, slowing down for road flare.
Well, I'm going to check my messages on Facebook actually now because I've actually been on.
Hmm. Oh,
Line on Facebook. I'll just reply to some of these.
oh yeah. The problem. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Jake.
Wait, so it's JB. That's Jake, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. I wondered it. I was actually thinking that a minute ago because I was thinking I'm sure I know somebody with the initials JB.
I'm jealous.
And yeah, there you go. I've seen him. He likes a few posts on BLS. Yeah, cheers for the support you give us, man. Seriously. Yeah, I see. I've seen him about. Yeah.
One button.
Oh, so he has a main YouTube channel called Jake B. Have you seen it? Yeah.
So this is obviously
I
an
see.
alternate.
Why is there a floating signal in here?
They didn't used to be floating, but at some point the game glitched and it did that for some reason.
I actually think mine have done that because I think it was the other day I was actually looking on my GCR and then I noticed that there was no hand on the signal.
Yeah, it's really weird. I was like, what? Because I couldn't.
So they've all suddenly gone floating.
Well, most of them have. I mean, the one here in this shot is grounded, thankfully. But I don't know why it did that because literally I mean, I don't know how it happened. It just started floating. I was like, where's the starter signal? Couldn't see it. I went into camera view and I saw it. Oh, thanks, Holly. Am I blushing? Yeah. Holly likes to embarrass me.
Well, what's he said?
He said, "Cause that
No.
happened to me. I just reinstalled the signal pack from UKTS."
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh, does that mean I have to reinstall mine as well? I don't really want to. It's such a faff to go on UKTS.
Mm.
Because obviously you've got waiting queues and things if you don't have the premium account as well, which is a
Yeah.
pain.
Oh. Car horn. Well, yeah, the main project I'm doing at the moment, which which is not taking. It's not all of my time, but most of it at the moment when I'm not working is MLR. But obviously we've got EVR starting soon.
Yeah, but your main one at the minute is MLR, right?
Yeah. The North Midland Railway, which I mean you can have a go at it if you want. It's not very pretty at the moment. It's still being worked on, but that's it's as it says in the name. It's in the Midlands.
So the Midland Railway, is that the Midland Railway Centre? Or no, because that's been done by somebody, hasn't it? VP have
yes.
released that one.
This one is just it's not a real place, but I wanted to make it. I wanted to have.
No, what?
Hmm?
Well, what am I thinking of? Is Midland Railway? Oh, it's a Middleton Railway, isn't it? Yes, somebody's working on that.
Oh.
The Middleton, yeah. John's working on the Middleton.
All right. Going through Swivy sidings as Oliver usually calls it. A lot of the time, I've got this time to do galas with people. There's no one on it to, well, not a lot of people on it to do galas.
Why did you used to do galas on TS? Did you? Or what?
I did galas with a few people, but it got quiet and I was getting bored. I would like to do. Oh, hang on. I mean, yeah, I'd like to do a gala again with hopefully more people or something like that.
Well, the game that I used to play is obviously this is going back to our conversation about TSW not having multiplayer. A thing that me and Will do is we play a game called Services, and it's where we literally sync up our games to the exact same time. So the same, the same time. So say like if we wanted to start at 10 o'clock, we'll both start at 10 o'clock and make it exactly the same time on each other's screens, and then we'll just play a synced up game together, if that makes sense. So he would probably start at Minehead and I'd start at like Bishop's Lydiard or something, and then we would pass at Willerton and stuff like that and do it like that. Because that's the closest you're going to get, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, but, I mean that's pretty much all.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty much all me and Oliver did and things like that. We actually did quite a bit on Keighley and West Somerset and other railways like that.
Oh, so you sort of made up a timetable on a free roam or something, and did that sort of same thing, but in TS version.
Yeah, we made a free roam. We never stuck to the times because at that point we were more bothered about just driving, really.
Yeah, like I said, the only real game that really has, like train simulator wise, that really has multiplayer is Trains. But even that's quite that can be quite difficult to join a game on at times.
It is very difficult. I mean, I've played it quite a few times, and it doesn't help that also. You've got all this stuff to do, but once you've done it, you have to start all over again because there is no save function.
Yeah. It doesn't save the multiplayer game, does it? It just reverts back to the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's good if you break an engine and that can't be mended, but it's not good for all the hard work you've done.
Oh well, yeah. But then again, what multiplayer game does have a save function? Let's face it.
Fair enough. Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt that TS World will have a save function that you can save your multiplayer games either. I doubt.
Yeah, but maybe some rail might.
But that's if we ever get a multiplayer in TSW, that is. So I don't think we're going to get it. I really don't.
No.
Honestly, I've got to the point where I've actually lost hope in it, and I don't think we're going to get multiplayer in TSW.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in my opinion. I think they'll just they're leading people on and they'll lose players.
That's going to happen. I know. It's going to happen. What's going to happen eventually is it's going to end up like Flight Sim World.
Oh yes.
But then no one's going to want to play it anymore, and it'll just close down. And I mean, can you even still buy that? I don't think you can you? They've
No, you
completely
can't.
removed it.
They did, and unfortunately at the time I wasn't smart enough to know it was made by DTG, and I got it. Oops.
Yeah, and then, but I think what's happened now is some other company have taken over. What was that company? Is it Microsoft Flight Sim? It's the latest Flight Sim
Yes,
one,
it
isn't
is,
it? That looks really, really good.
Oh, it is. I've played it and it is amazing. There's real life weather, there's all sorts. It is amazing.
Yeah, Will was saying, because he's got the game, he was saying it's absolutely stunning. He said it's got everything. He said if you fly over the North York Moors Railway, apparently you can see the trains.
Haven't done that yet. That is on my list.
Yeah, apparently you can see the trains, because obviously it's is it Google Maps down below or something like that, or
something like that, yeah.
yeah, something like that. So basically it analyses obviously all the railways as well. So you'll be able to see up above a steam train or something just flat on the ground, or you know what I mean? It's funny. Mm. Yeah, so when you're next on it, just fly over the moors and see what happens. See trains go over Gromont.
Yeah, I'm so planning to do that now.
Is it me, or does the scenery look a bit barren on the left side just there? Or is it supposed to be like that?
Jeez, it's been that long since I've been on the football. I can't remember if it's barren in real life or not.
It could be just because of the weather settings you've got it on.
Could be. And I am actually using...
Because this is like, what is it, spring or winter?
This is spring.
Yeah, so some of the leaves are off the trees, aren't they? Oh, look, a signal floating in the air again.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's only this route I have that problem with. Not MLR, not Keithley, none of those. Always this one.
Have you got the now discontinued Blue Star Simulations East Lancashire Railway? Do you have the issue on that?
I do not have that one.
You don't have that one? Oh, that's fair enough then. Yeah, you can't get it anymore.
Oh,
but they are. But yeah, but a few times, well, I think, was it Will? Yeah, Will had an issue with that, where the signal hands all of a sudden started floating in the air and he had to do something to repair it. I can't remember what it was. But it was the same thing, because I think believe it or not, I think it uses the same signals as what's on this route.
Ah.
So it could just be like a fault, like Jake has said, where it's actually something to do with the UKTS pack and you need to reinstall it.
Yeah.
It could be that. Like maybe an update has interfered with it, you know, like a Steam update, because that's always a possibility as well, isn't it? Because it can mess up a few bits and pieces.
Yeah.
He said JB's actually said that he's planning on posting some videos on his channel at some point. So he said he's saying look at his channel. Look, you see there it's in there in the chat. It says JB video. Yeah, guys, check out his channel.
I definitely will be doing that at some point. After this, I will send you the NRM. No, NRM. The NMR. The North Midland Railway.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll have the National Railway Museum.
Whoops, wrong order. But yeah, I'll send you North Midland, and I'll also send you the Merlin Railway as well.
Because there's no interior, is there, on the... It would have been nice if they actually put the roundhouse in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got some more question. We got another thing from JB.
Sounds like about a tutorial video.
Of how to drive an advanced steam loco.
I did one of those the other day, actually. On this, funnily enough, on the same loco you're driving now. I just felt that it just needed to be done. It's a new series on YouTube I'm planning on doing for BLS, the channel, because I just think that sometimes, because you get a load of comments and stuff, especially on DLC and stuff like Advanced Steam Loco DLC, even Advanced Diesels as well, where people are complaining about the DLC, saying, "Oh, it doesn't work. I can't get it to move. Oh, I can't do this. Oh," but it's like, it's not the DLC, guys. There's nothing wrong with the DLC. It's just how you're driving it.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to do this and how to drive an advanced loco. So that's why it helps, obviously, with some of us making these tutorial videos, so people who don't necessarily know how to run the trains can learn. Because I honestly, I do find that some of these developers, I think they do need to sort of, I mean, they expect people who are playing this game to just be like, right, we know how to drive these trains. But there is some people who do join this game who are quite newcomers and don't necessarily know how to drive a train, you know? Yeah. And I do think that these developers who are making the TS Pro stuff and advanced stuff should like do tutorial videos or have a little bit more in-depth things on how to do it. I mean, they do, don't get me wrong, that they do well in the manuals. It tells you in the manuals and everything. But this day and age, a lot of people don't tend to read. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Most of the time, people look at videos. I know this because I do exactly the same. I hardly read. I only read when it's essential, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people wouldn't read the manuals and just expect to jump in and be like, right, it should tell me how to do it in-game, or there should be a video on this. That's what they expect to see.
Yeah.
We make tutorial videos on how to drive these advanced steam and diesels because it helps those who are newcomers to the game and are struggling, and it helps them out really. It's also a good thing as well because it makes you feel like you've done a good deed there, doesn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean,
helping out people who are struggling.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done a tutorial yet. I'm planning to, but what I have done, I have taught people how to drive the engines properly and all that for the game. And that's made me feel quite proud.
Well, yeah, it helps people out, doesn't it? It helps these new beginners on how to drive an advanced loco, and if they can drive an advanced loco, then they can drive any of the locos in the game pretty much. Because they all operate similar. I mean, obviously all locomotive types are different, they drive differently. But once you've got the gist of one of them, you start to sort of get used to all the other classes and all the other types of loco, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's certainly been a very, very fun stream, and with this new reskin as well. We're on our final...
Yeah, so when you get to Loughborough, is that the end of the stream then? Yeah,
that will pretty much
full round trip and then we'll end it.
Yeah, that will be the end because it takes about an hour. And by that time I've grown a beard and fallen asleep. No,
I've grown a beard and fallen asleep.
Yeah, I have actually
Mind
done
you,
that
I've
once.
grown a bit of a beard now, funnily enough.
Oh, crikey. I'm not growing a beard, but I am growing a bit of a moustache, which needs to be shaved. I don't know what Holly would say.
I hate shaving.
Oh,
I hate
God.
shaving. It's horrible.
It is horrible. I feel your pain. It really isn't pleasant.
Yeah, but the trouble is you have to do it because I hate beards. They itch and they're horrible and get all over the place. Is that? Oh, look! Is that not a float? Oh, it is a floating signal. I thought it wasn't one. Then I was just hoping.
There's a non-floating one next to it.
You
never know. Maybe we'll do a gala in one of the next streams, perhaps.
Could do, yeah. Well, so, I mean, I don't know how you play that out. I don't know how you do that, but
I just set someone with, I just say what loco and all that, and then it goes from there. Really, no timetable. We'll just knock them out. obviously
Must be run
Hmm?
Must be run properly though. We can't have any of this messing about. It must be
Oh,
done properly.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
It's got to be correct for the purists.
Oh God. Oh, dear.
It does though. It has to be correct.
It does. It does. You know what, guys? Put in the comments if you want to see, a gala or something, and we'll see what we come up with. I don't know, it might be Keith or it might be Northern Group. Or something else.
Yeah, the Norfolk would be good, but
Yeah.
it depends if Oliver wants that showing, because it has been shown quite a lot recently, and me and Will were supposed to stream it on BLS, but that sadly didn't happen at the minute because he's just gotten better now, but he was suffering from a really bad ear infection.
Oh, ouch.
So yeah, it was horrible for him. So we couldn't do the stream sadly because he was that bad, and he was ill for about 3 or 4 weeks, a good month or so with his ear infection.
I think the longest I've ever been ill was about almost half a year, because I was recovering from a major operation.
Yeah, oof.
Yeah.
That sounds like a painful experience.
It was. It's like the most useless organ in your body, which is an appendix. Had that, and the night I came home.
Oh,
Yeah.
Appendix. So you had to have them removed or something, did you? Or?
Yes, I did. It is a very useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, what does it even do?
It does nothing. We've evolved past it, but for some reason I didn't. So I was stuck in the Stone Age, so they had to remove it, and I couldn't move properly. My mobility was obviously rendered due to having stitches for where they had done the operation.
Well, at least you've recovered, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was 6-7 years ago, I think. It was in year 4. Well, that was not fun.
That's a primary school still sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the good thing is, like, all my friends at the time sent me, amazing letters and all that, and it made me feel, better.
Oh, so you got the classmates sending all letters and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind
Not just classmates, the head teacher, and all the teachers did as well.
Ah.
That was kind of nice. That was heartwarming.
See, it's that kind of stuff that makes you feel better while you're in that sort of state,
Oh yeah. Right. Gently.
So here we are arriving into Loughborough. Look at that.
Yeah, Loughborough platform number 1 without an engine failure, which this engine had quite a few back about 2 years ago. Had quite a few problems.
Have you got the Class 31 reskin pack that Will did for the Ochre one?
I don't have the 31s. I want to get it, but I don't have the 31s.
Oh, you don't have... Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah,
You need to get them.
I do, so I can do a review on that. Let me just stop about there.
Yeah, you need... That'll be updated soon at some point, I think. He has plans to update in the future. There's a few bits and pieces that need rectifying on there. Just little tiny little bits and pieces, but
yeah.
For now, it's still its original release. But until then, it's nothing major at the minute.
Yeah. So there we are, folks. Back at Loughborough with the reskin version of 45305. Please go check these guys out in the description.
Yeah, by Sam Arner.
By Sam Arner. Thank you. Please go check these guys out in the description. They are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you very much to you, Sam, for joining us.
No problem. Yeah.
And we shall catch
I'll probably join again someday.
Yeah. We shall catch you all on the next stream. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy streaming.